We are building the number hunt game from the YByte Python program. All the notes and videos are available for you at the website. We are at a point where our computer selects a number, and once we are able to guess that number correctly, the loop gets over, because we've all set up a while loop and all these if conditions which take care of all of that code. Now it's time to turn the situation around. Now we want to give chance to our user. For that purpose, I'm going to introduce a couple of print statements here, just empty print, so that there's a small little gap created in my in my console, and then I just put a small print for my user. Okay, look, now now your chance, say your chance. I say you select. So you select a number between, say, 1 and 100. Now, of course, the range can be different, but anyway, get the idea. At this point, I want to give my user a little bit of time to think, which means I want to halt the execution till the user clicks and enter. And the way I can do that is, like, I can say, okay, look, click, say click enter when ready, because perhaps the user is taking some time to think of a number. And now to halt the execution, I can just use an empty input command. So I just go and say input, notice, without any kind of arguments. Now this is very, very interesting, because now what will happen is my code will run. As always, the computer will ask me to guess the number. So I say 12, let's say 45, say 67, say 89, smaller than that. So I go to say around 75. Okay, so maybe 80, okay, 85. All right, so it's between 80 and 85. So let's try 83. It has to be 84, and that is the right number. Now notice here, my code, it took me 9 attempts to guess this, but now I'm waiting. My code is waiting. In fact, all the user wants is for me to click enter, so when I click enter, this game then runs. Right now, this empty input statement is very interesting. It is different from an empty print statement. Remember, empty print statement gave me these two empty lines. The empty input, on the other hand, was waiting for me to click and enter before the code moved further. Now, this is quite useful sometimes when you want to create interaction with the user. You want to give user some time to think about it. Let's again do a compare and contrast. In fact, this empty input is almost the same as an empty ask and wait, which we have seen in Scratch before. Remember, ask and wait is basically input. So if I leave no inputs in there, if I don't give any commands, if I don't give any, there's a sentence to be printed, it behaves exactly the same. Before I wrap this up, however, I want to make a point that, again, indentation plays a huge role. Notice here that I want this to be a completely separate part of the code, which means that I want this entire while loop to get over before I introduce anything else. So I can in fact put a small comment here. Let's say now user selects a number. Now, since I want this to be a completely independent piece of code, having no link to the previous while loop whatsoever, I unindent this entire section. Notice that's why my prints are unindented, and so on and so forth. Now, this is very, very important. In fact, you can do an experiment. You can, try indenting this, and you'll see the whole behavior of the loop will change. Again, if learning through activities is something that interests you, do look at our website, because we have lots and lots of such activities for you. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.